Hey gang, this is Alex, otherwise known as somebadbeatscrub, unless you're my mom. Welcome to my Let's Play for Warhammer Total War 2. We're playing as Gor Rok of the Itza clan of lizard men. Let's see where we left off. So, last episode ended on us winning an ambush, decisive victory, might I add, against some Clan Pestilence dudes who thought they could sneak by in the underway and I wouldn't notice. I did, and they got what was coming to them. So we got some rank ups coming from that. Let's see. So yeah, I went Route Mounter last time. Honestly, I'm going to start with the leadership tree, which is the red tree, because these have a lot of stuff that buffs every unit in your army. I tend to shy away from doing the individual fighters. So the yellow tree is all stuff that makes the hero himself a mecha badass, and I think that's really good for secondary and tertiary lords, so you can have them focus in battles on just killing the opponent's leaders whenever they engage you in combat. But for the primary leader, I like to have the army buffs because, like I said, I think that has definitely a wider benefit. The first tier of which is only a leadership aura effect, which gives essentially everyone within his aura. Whenever in a battle, I can show you guys, there's a circle that pops up around the your leaders whenever you click on them. That's essentially, I think it's literally a translation of how far their voice carries. And as far as their voice can reach in the chaos of battle, they supply a leadership bonus because they tell their men not to be wusses and keep fighting and stay brave and all that. And then our bomb-ass mage has some levels as well. I'm just going to keep upgrading those spells that eviscerate 3 units at a time because, honestly, that feels pretty freaking OP. Okay. What do I currently have on? Growth and income from all buildings. That's probably what I want to stick with. Yeah, I'm not building an entire army from scratch or anything. So there's a Pestilence army that decided to get an Anarchy, and then they probably thought they were going to get backup from that army that I destroyed. Gor Rok is not in a position to attack them, but he can slip on into Sabatoon and make taking it much more difficult. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That allows us to combine with the garrison. So if you want to know what kind of garrison you're dealing with, every city in this game has a garrison, and that wasn't true in older Total War games. But if I click on the city itself, I can click garrison details and look here. So I've got 3 skin cohorts and 2 of my Saurus spears. I believe also hovering over buildings tells you what they give you on the far left. The higher tier the building, the better of a defensive garrison it gets. Also, the region capital, in this case Itza, typically just has better defensive units all the time. What do we want to build in Sabatoon? That doesn't actually make me any money. We have growth. Yeah, let's go ahead and do Skink Favelas. Income generated. Sounds good. Get more money so we can supply more lizard folk. Speaking of, we're 4 units short of our max. I've got 4 of these javelin units, and frankly, I'm not super impressed. We need a better ranged option. I assume we'll get one eventually, but their ammunition right now is just abysmal. So we're just going to keep building Saurus Warriors, because like I said, they're going to be more effective. Oh, I only have money for 1. But they're going to be more effective against the Skaven. Mostly because spears are most effective against large units. Large units does include cavalry, by the way, but the Skaven don't have much of that. So that's one of my cities. We'll see what Pestilence does next turn. Hopefully they stick around so I can attack them. I want to attack them when they're away from their city and its garrison. Let's see, we're already happy with the Cult of Sotek. They haven't claimed. I'm a little, so role-playing as Gor Rok and also just me as a person, I'm a little perturbed and curious as to why they haven't expanded to the cities over here west of their current location. It would complete their, I think it would complete their province, and the fact that they haven't means that they're leaving it open for Skavens to move in or something like that, so yeah. In fact, this one does have Vampire Course Mutineers. Where's that? Oh, it's off the course. So I'm going to avoid allying with this faction until I know they can pull their weight. And if they can't pull their weight, yeah, there's vampire corruption going up. I don't know. Gor Rok might have to tell them that they're shitty lizardmen, and he will take over managing things. Besides that, I could trade with the Blessed Dread, but they're assholes, and I don't want to talk to them. Because I'm afraid they'll just declare war on me and I'll have to fight on two fronts here, which I really can't afford to do with my income. Let's go ahead and pass a turn. Okay, so in the turn break, all you missed was that the Skaven Pestilence, that's what this is, Clan Pestilence, have run back to Oxel. Which has a pretty decent garrison. There's a couple schools of thought here. I could try to engage them in Oxel, preventing them from recruiting more people, which it appears is what they're trying to do. That's what that little stance up there means, mustering. Or I could build up my own strength. Frankly, my army right now, my army costs, look on it, look up here, 2,400 a turn. So I'm not going to be able to build a second stack. So this is really just going to be a dance of outmaneuvering each other and catching each other's armies in situations where we can actually win. I think it would be a tough battle if I just tanked the city and both these little stacks they have out here, but it would be doable. As I've always said, my concern is the fact that I'm pretty sure they have artillery. But I don't see us having another option anytime soon, and at this point, me gaining numbers by waiting a turn to recruit is not going to be as beneficial as stopping them from recruiting more. So we're going to go ahead and just jump across here and besiege Oxel. Go ahead and build some siege towers. That you can, with any base unit, you can use ladders to get up on the walls whenever you have to use them. But siege towers are nicer because you get like the entire unit on the wall at once, and it provides them some cover as they approach. So when I have these things in the build queue, I just threw a battering ram in there to throw a battering ram in there. But what I really expect is going to happen, especially because the balance of power is not in my favor, is they're going to sally forth on the next turn, which is fine by me. It means they lose their walls, so I don't have to worry about that. The only situation where they might not sally forth is if that pushes the balance of powers in my favor, which could actually be a good thing. Honestly, if we can wait it out, how long until they starve? I'm having a hard time clicking on my banner. There we are. So if you look over here, they got 8 turns before they start taking attrition and 14 turns before they're forced to surrender. But honestly, if you can make it to that 9th turn, they lose 50% of their units the first round of attrition almost all the time. So that just means you win in most situations, because especially in this situation, whenever they lose their numbers advantage, it's going to go so far in my favor, there's no way I can't just take them. Yes, Gor Rok, I know. He's being very noisy. So we could, if they let us wait it out that long, we might take it that far, because I don't think this is going to let them recruit with me having that, and this is their only city in the area since the Dark Elves own everything beyond it. So we're going to let that fester. Pull up my cities and see what's going on. Nice, you can get rank 2 as well. Good, good, good. And yeah, these turns are pretty boring. There's not much going on. I've already said that these lizard folk are on probation, as far as I'm concerned. I'm trading with the doors, and that's all I really want to do with the doors. So most of my focus is down right here and seeing what's going on. Okay, so we got ambushed somehow. Oh yeah, I think Skaven have a movement mode where they can walk up and ambush people. I have no idea how many units they have, so I have no idea how tough this is going to be, but I don't think I really have a choice, because I literally can't flee. And I'm sure as hell not going to auto-resolve this, because this could be all of the marbles. Let's see what we're in for. I bet you it's just going to be the 2 armies in the settlement garrison, which is essentially what I predicted, except the fact that it's an ambush means I don't think I have the same... Well, first of all, I don't have information, obviously, because it's a big question mark. Yeah, and it's going to start me one of these lines, so they can surround me. And I don't know if I even have a chance to deploy. So this could be bad, or it could be good if I get them all in one place and blast them with my mage. I need to figure out where they put their artillery. I'm probably going to use my skink boys as a unit to go try to take out their artillery if I can get them away from the main fighting. I don't understand why my besieging force would be set up in a marching column. Very cinematic. At least this looks a little more like a rainforest. There's still a bunch of dead trees, but I've been kind of depressed by all the death in the rainforest. Like, I'd be upset too if I were Gor Rok. Oh wow, it does not fix your camera at all. And we're not getting any chance to deploy, but it looks like the reinforcements coming from that side. So we should just frickin' charge these guys and beat them while we still outnumber them. I'm gonna have my better defensive units form a little barrier. I'd rather take the hill, but yeah, we'll go up here. I'm gonna have my skinks run off to the woods if I go. Oh, they're gonna see me. They're gonna run off this way because I'd like them to flank and get the artillery. Okay. Have my heroes engage over here. Actually, I'm gonna have Wizardman engage here because it'll still here. So, honestly, like on smaller scale battles like this, I went like, look how fast I'm eviscerating these stupid rats. It's very nice. So this is pretty good, and it means the instigating force is going to probably be dealt with by the time their main force gets close enough to do anything. It doesn't look like they're reacting to my skinks, so I'm going to have them go up into the woods and get some camouflage going. Run, please. Skinks, I said run, please. There we are. And there's still so many more clan rats. It looks like they're planning on moving through the trees. I'm just going to dedicate all my units to trouncing these guys, and then we're going to back up to this hill so that they have to come across to fight me. Also, there's some debuffs involved with being in the water. Looks like he was attacking my mage. That's a very mean thing to do. Gor Rok will give him up for. Oh my goodness, they're still spawning clan rats. That's one of the abilities Skaven have. They can kind of like open up the ground and have other units come out. And you may notice I'm not using a spell to eviscerate these guys. I'd really rather use that on that main force that's coming, because they're going to be the problem. It looks like my skinks are mostly unmolested. That's the best way to have skinks. Creep up here. They are currently camouflaged. And once their units get a little bit further than they are, I'm going to send them after those trebuchet-like contraptions over there. It's going to be very nice. Meanwhile, my leader and their leader are still doing battle. And it looks like this situation has all but settled itself. Frogman is summoning Big Ghost Frogman to scare people. I would also be scared of Big Frogman. And they're routing, so we're gonna go ahead and just get up on this hill. I didn't pay attention to where I was putting what units because they're all pretty similar, and at this point I just need to get away from where their army is so we can think about it then. I can always change up how I attack later. How far are they? They're in the woods, which means I don't know where they are. I can see that on my mini-map. So we're going to go ahead and run. Just to get up on the hill and get in position. Meanwhile, I feel pretty safe about the skink boys going after this artillery they're not using. Oh, the artillery is waiting for the skink boys. They know. So I think we'll get close enough that we can probably give them some trouble. Meanwhile, over on this side of the map, looks like they're starting to rally, but I literally could give a fuck less. Like, as you can see, their leadership, that white bar, is just going down even by being close to my wizard. So I'd rather get in position and let them be ineffectual. than do anything else. So this is going on. Meanwhile, skink boys are running across the open air. Probably taking some artillery fire. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like the artillery, and why it's good that I have them kind of caught out like this, as much as I'm losing units even running up to them. Go ahead and turn skirmish mode off, because I really need them dedicated to this. Ooh, I'm still in their range. Get close, get close. It looks like my leader might be caught out, but joke's on them, I don't know if I give a shit. Yeah, they like caught up with a couple of us as we were trying to run away. I am going to pull the mage back, because I really don't want him taking too much damage. But Gor Rok can handle himself, and he hasn't gotten any kills yet, so... That's their leader. Now, when you see the skull next to the flag, they're not just running away, they're like running away for good. They are dungeon rings, as it were. Get these guys up here, and now I'm just waiting on their army to come back out of the woods, which they haven't. Haha! Their cannons are done. And my skinks are in an awkward position. You've done good work. Let's see if we can get you back up here without being ambushed. And then maybe I can flank their main force again. Even rushing those guys from concealment, I lost 50% of my skinks. And it would have been similarly as effective against my mostly unarmored lizard folk, so that was a good way for things to go down. Ah. It looks like they're leaving the woods. Hello, Mr. Clan Pestilence. I believe this is our faction leader. Yeah, Lord Scroll. Yes, you should run and flee. Alright. Which means we have an opportunity to set battle lines on this hill. This will be the main meat of my force. Get up there. And I'm gonna have these guys set up a similar flank to what I've done in the past. Just totally disrespecting the fact that some of them are still technically engaged with me. Get Gor Rok back to where I can send him intelligently into battle. I don't know what they have as far as ranged units with that catapult gun. Looks like not a whole lot. That might be mage. I think both of their people are mages, so I need to be careful. But if I can get them clumped up, this is gonna be real nice. Okay, skinks, you've had enough of a break. Gonna come up and engage these guys. Just give them something to think about on the back. I'll go ahead and turn on the skirmish mode again. Ooh. Yeah, you just cast some sort of poison-based spell. Not nearly as effective as the spell I'm about to cast on him, though. I want to let them get a little bit closer so I can use this hill to its full effect. I want to kind of trap them in a ball, and it looks like they're just walking at the front of my lines, which is exactly what we want. Gor Rok's going to go ahead and close in with their leader. And they're using Warp Lightning. Very rude. I'm going to be patient and wait till I have them bunched up. So when you see two swords on a unit like this, it means they're probably anti-infantry. So I'm going to respect those a little more than I would the average Skaven unit. Have my guys on the flanks pressure those guys. That way the skirmishers don't get to just do whatever they want. And this is a good start. How much do we have? 30? I'd like to cast 2 of these. So we're going to go ahead and just drop that right in there. I'll show you Warp Lightning. Take that. Not as effective as the fully upgraded one, but Considering I'm already winning the melee combat, more than likely, it's very nice. Also, the recharge time is non-existent. And that's the center of their line shattered. Excellent unit. Very happy with the mage. Keep pressure on them skinks. Coming in from the back to throw some javelins. We need to collapse on the melee units that aren't actually routing it, especially leaders. Although I think the main leader has in fact fucked up. Or no, who's that? Yeah, that's just a random engineer. So we'll deal with them. Looks like Gor Rok is 1v2ing rat leaders. Well, I say 1v2ing, more like 50v2ing, but units are not nearly as effective as other lords or fighting lords. So I got most of them running, and the key here is just keep pressure on the ones that are not fleeing. It's also important to note that they have a lot of slingers who are going to stay out of my range and plink at my health, frankly worse than their melee combatants will. What I just did there is very important. It's called counter-flanking, or counter-charging. If they're coming in like that, don't just let them hit your units, even though they will turn around and fight them. If you tell them to turn around and attack, it will help you avoid the being flanked debuff, which can be pretty bad. Charge these guys in here because we can. Speaking of, do you have any more juice for spells? You do. You have a big one. We're just going to try to nail these guys before they get too far. Just blow up my entire load. I probably should have done a weaker one so I could get this group down here too. But I just really don't like slingers. Look at all that. It's freaking gross. And yeah, I think this is in the bag. They are having a bit of a second wind here, but my units are so much better than theirs. And at this point, we have the numbers advantage. No, they have a slight numbers advantage, but not enough to matter. Taking away the advantages of their artillery and their ranged units and the fact that my guys have much better leadership, and as you can see, they're just breaking, they're done. So, to recap how we survived this, even though we didn't deploy, we dealt with the smaller unit first, so they couldn't band together and get bigger, and anytime they're reinforcing from different areas, you want to try to take advantage of that. We sent our skinks off to the woods to be hidden, and then deal with our artillery in a way that wasn't going to deal a lot of damage to our main fighting force. Once we did deal with that, we took the high ground and made them come to us and fight them on the high ground. And then we used our mage to get like 5 million kills, which is less strategy and more just that character is dumb. But we probably would have won in a more drawn-out fashion regardless. $959 kills. Hot damn. They thought they were heckin' bamboozling us by ambushing us, but as you can see, they were the ones who were bamboozled. Taking almost 50% casualties. That is a nice thing about your units running away, though. You don't lose as many because they stuck around to fight in a losing battle. So let's see, I can kill and eat, which will replenish my troops. I can gain more experience, or I can gain money, but I don't need that. I'm not going to release the captives. I very rarely pick that, to be honest. So here, most of my units aren't ones that are probably going to be a long kept. They're very basic units that'll be upgraded soon, so I don't care much about their experience. I do care about them having enough HP to continue fighting, so we're going to go ahead and replenish by 16%. And that causes the armies to scatter. We didn't win the city, though, because we weren't attacking the city. We were just getting ambushed by 2 stacks. Oh no, that was 3 stacks, so the garrison was in there. But it does mean that all the units are much weaker, so whenever we get back to our turn, we're probably just going to be able to stomp them. I do apologize for any weird mouth or throat noises I've been making, coughing, etc. I have a bit of a cold, and I know that's the best time to start making a YouTube channel, so that's my own fault, but, you know. Right unlocked, right at Frosty. I will talk about that in a hot second. I kind of want to see what's going on. And Gor Rok gained Plague Lash. I defeated Lord Skrolk, so I'm immune to Swamp Attrition. Noise. And public order -5 and local enemy province. So, like, they're just really screwed of me right now. And I captured 250 battle captors. I ate them, but, like, I guess that didn't matter. Blessed spawnings. 3 blessed chameleon skins. Oh, so we can look at the blessed units, too. Bray herds. Oh, so this is a randomly, like, occurring kind of horde factions like the Huns in the Rome games. And Bray herds, the beastmen, are chaos aligned, which is annoying. And, yep, there they are. So they'll just kind of pop up and they spread chaos corruption wherever they go, and they're generally very annoying. Luckily, they're in Dark Elf territory, so maybe that Dark Elf faction will waste some of their units to try to deal with it. Not sure. They want me to recruit a skink chief. As far as the missions, like that one, you get benefits. They're not long-term benefits. So if it's something you're planning on doing anyways or wanted to do anyways, do your thing. Like, great. But otherwise, like, don't feel like you need to bend over backwards to complete those. Both of our lords leveled up. Gotta love low levels. So let's see what our options are as far as the units. Melee attack +4 for Sauruses, which will be our backbone. I can make my skirmishers better, which increases their damage. What they really need is ammo. I don't have pterodactyls yet. I don't have croxigars yet. Carnosaurs, that would be their T-Rex equivalents, I think. And then Stegodons, Salamander, and Bastillodons. They are what they sound like. So I'm probably going to go with Proud Warrior. Let's just do. That makes my leadership much better. I'm not having leadership problems. I might against the Dark Elves, not gonna lie. They're gonna be much tougher as far as their willingness to stay in a fight, but we probably have a couple level ups before then, so we're just gonna make our Saurus units a little bit better. And then look at Mr. Mage Man, he's probably gonna upgrade a spell, because why would he not? Bam! Making that cheaper. And I think that's all they do? I don't know if the next one. Next level, yeah. So, his spells are already pretty much maximum power. It's just a matter of how much you're channeling into it. And all the upgrades are making them cheaper, which will mean I can do it more times for combat. There's not much more I can ask for. You saw how it obliterated those units. This is still 50-50, but more importantly, I can't actually attack yet because I don't have siege weapons. So we'll hang around for a turn and see if they get any bright ideas about ambushing me or something. So, backing up for a second, we're talking about rights. That's something that I think, especially the Warhammer 2 units have, as opposed to Warhammer 1 factions, they have different mechanics. But these are something that were connected to the Vortex campaign, the main campaign for the second game. And each of them have a cost, which is the first value, a cooldown duration, and then an actual duration for their effects. So this one's literally just, you can buy a Slam Mage, which is what the floating frog boy, Mr. Croak, is. And then the one we unlocked was Rite of Ferocity, which gives all of our experiences plus, all of our recruit ranks +2, income from post-battle loot. So this is like, hey, are you going to war? Probably do this. And like, yeah, I'm technically going to war a lot right now, but I think my 2,000 gold will be better spent improving my cities for the time being. That's definitely good for if I was going to like start building an army from scratch, or I was just, I don't know, in deeper fighting than what I currently am. Ooh, here's a good example of the alien technology. So like all the ships and stuff, and like the stuff that the Slam Mages are floating on, are alien technology that the Lizardmen are able to use because they're the chosen ones. So that's a little alien spaceship pyramid. Probably gonna upgrade gold, because gold gets me more money to upgrade the other things quicker anyways, but soon we'll unlock actual skirmishers, which have actual ammunition, and their missile damage is, how does it compare? 18 to... So they trade a little bit of missile damage for a lot more ammo, which means I probably will go to those eventually. And then with our Saurus units, we just unlock shielded variants of what we're currently using, which is still much better, especially when you get against, I think Dark Elves would really like to use those Dark Shards, like ranged units. But for now, we're going to go all in on that economy and get more money, because when you have more money, you have more problems. But more importantly, you have more money to upgrade the other buildings anyways. So I'm kind of nervous about those Bray herds, but hopefully they'll piss off and like fight some Dark Elves instead. time will tell. We can't take Oxel because we don't have stuff. So we're balls back in Pestilence Court. They got a ticking time bomb that is me taking the city. And did I kill their lord, or is he still alive? He's still alive. Here he is. So they're in a rough spot. We'll see what the CPU tries doing. Alright, so we got some good news. First of all, the Skaven clan that we didn't even really know died, but only good Skaven's a dead Skaven. We finished our recruitment for Skink Boys, so they'll get better. I guess they're just going to keep getting better because I got no other trees open. Oh wait, that's sequence of Sari spawning. Recruit rank plus 2 for Sari scene is nice. Okay, good. They didn't attack me, but I do have siege towers, so I might consider attacking. They did send this little unit up here, and this is a test in discipline. That's what this is. There's only 3 units here. That was the force that ambushed me last time, and they're not only other bad units. These guys won't be able to take any cities. They could raid me next turn, which would be annoying, especially if I was like the dwarves and I'd have to settle that grudge. But it's not going to destroy anything or cause any lasting harm. And while it would probably kill Gor Rok to say it, he knows, and I know, that the source of the problem is a city that can spawn more units and this bigger army. So I'm going to stay the course, get this gone, and then go after them. And you might be tempted to go trying to build a second city, because you could. If I wanted a second army, I could go to Recruit Lord here, and I have a good humble boy that I could send after him. I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because it's freaking expensive just to go after one little short stack that they're trying to distract me with anyways. And every time you get an additional army, you increase the more armies you have, it increases the upkeep for each individual army by a certain percentage. That increases. It's like total corruption or the difficulty of maintaining supply lines to so many different armies. Right now I don't have one of those going, or else it'd be up here in this bar, because I only have one army. But this guy is really not worth doing that. So I guess all of this is to say, yes, to see what he's doing. Stay the course, don't freak out, and you'll be okay. Okay. They don't build that till rank 3. Defensive buildings. Are they worth building? If it's going to be a long-term frontier settlement, yes. If not, probably not. And the thing is, if I go to war with the Dark Elves immediately after this, Axolotl will probably be fine, and I'm not worried about the north. So I don't think I need a defensive building there. That might be in provinces we build further out. So I could do trading units, which will give me more things to trade to the dwarves right now. Or I could just build my resource building. Ooh, or this. What's this do? Tablet of War. So this will unlock, this little symbol means that it'll unlock technology things I can upgrade. And increases income from all buildings in the region by 5%. So, while that's good, I only really have a couple income buildings anyways. So I'm probably just going to build my basic economy building for now. But I want to look at something first. We encountered... Ooh, why do I have black text? That's weird. Okay. We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. I encountered some new lizard folk, including Spirit of the Jungle. I can't trade without them. I was gonna see if I could trade with them. But Spirit of the Jungle is one of the DLC boys up here. He's a nomadic lizard folk faction. It's pretty interesting. And Defenders of the Great Plan, which I think are, yeah, they're further north. But once again, I can't trade. So the reason I looked is because if I started trading with 3 more people, it might be more proportionally worth it to have trees to trade them, or logs rather. But it's not, so gonna go ahead and build some skink favelas, get that solid income per turn going, and go from there. Now let's look at should we rush Axolotl this turn or wait? Balance of power is 50-50. And I have 2 siege towers. So essentially my entire battle will be contingent upon getting 2 units on the wall, then maybe some other ones following them. While they have catapults still that weren't completely killed. The wall's defenses, which will be similar in power to the catapults probably, and range units. I'm probably going to wait at least for my second group of siege towers, so I can just really take out their walls in one go. And frankly, I kind of got them where I want them. I'm not hemorrhaging money. I'm making a good amount of money per turn. I'm buying about 1 upgrade per turn. There's no reason to rush to this. I'm developing my cities, which is what I wanted to be doing. And I don't think this guy's going to be able to say boo about it. The one thing to think about is every turn I take longer means that these dark elves up here progress further. But they're currently dealing with Brayherd. So yeah, by the way, that Brayherd, the Beastmen have gone up to deal with them. So I want to say that's bought us some time to wait maybe for 2 more siege towers. Okay, so a couple things happened during the turn sequence. First of all, apparently we have training dummies. Nice. So our melee attack is way up for 4 turns. We'll want to invade in 4 turns then. Mr. Panpestilens literally walked to the exact edge of my boundary and started raiding. That's what this stance means. That's what all this means. Which is little dick energy if I've ever seen it, because he's just barely over the edge. He's making 16 gold a turn, which means he's stealing a 16 gold a turn from me, which is literally nothing. And I guess making some meat for, I think that's one of the Skaven. They need food to keep their clans and their undercities alive, so he's getting some food by doing this. It's also probably having a public order debuff. Yeah. Rating -3. So just the fact that rating's happening gives it -3, which is annoying, but like it's not going to start a rebellion anytime soon. I'm still at -2, and it needs to get to -100 to do that, and it's flatlined. So I'm probably, once again, content to let him do whatever the hell he wants. Other important things. War declared. First of all, my neighbors to the north are going to war with the Vampire Coast, so that's something to keep an eye on. More importantly, my neighbors to the south, these stupid dwarves that I knew I needed to be suspicious about, went to war with a bunch of different lizardfolk factions. I don't even know why, or where those lizardfolk factions are, that they felt the need to go to war with them, but they have a border up here, because those guys are in the mountains. Still, not cool. So once I'm done clearing out my own forest, you best believe I'm going to be paying some dwarves a visit, because those are defenders of the forest. And this is my swamp. Anyway, speaking of my swamp, what's going on here? 1 more turn until all those siege towers are built. Yeah, I got 4 turns on that buff. I'll wait 1 more turn. Yeah. Can I build? Let's see. I can build stuff. Yeah. Now here, I usually don't do more than 1 growth building per region. It's plenty, and the time it's going to take you to upgrade stuff, and not wholly necessary. So I could either do their trading resource, which is going to get me more growth. And casualty replenishment rate, which will be good if I get into a drawn-out conflict with the Dark Elves. Or I could increase income from the settlement buildings. I think that combined with the technology means I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this, which will also buy me more technology options. And stuff's looking good. See you next turn. Alright. They're still raiding, and the game makes sure that I know that. Ironically, public order is going up because something else ended. Yeah, I could give a fuck less. But, more importantly, we should have enough siege towers that I feel comfortable doing this combat. Yeah, first of all, you see that every time you finish something, it pushes this. I could wait another turn, but I think y'all are tired of me waiting, and I'm tired of me waiting. We're gonna go ahead and just storm the walls. Not auto-resolving this because it's still 50-50, and I wouldn't auto-resolve a 50-50 fight, and I'd probably lose too many dudes. Also, you'll find that the balance of power inordinately favors opponents with walls in most situations. Walls are not nearly as powerful in this game with all the different unit types as they were in previous iterations of the game. Not saying that's good or bad, I'm just saying if you auto-resolve and walls are involved, this side of the walls is going to have a disproportionate to reality benefit. Alright, let's see what's going on. So yeah, we got 4 towers. I want to go ahead and gamble, because I can do better than 17. Yeah, boy. Okay. Apparently I gambled positive and just got 17 again. It's not a very big city, my guy. We got the walls. Each one of these things is a problem because they'll like zap. They're like lightning rods that'll zap more. They take an energy and shoot out these little cannon things. It's like mini artillery. Where do I want to be? I think I want to take the center of the wall. If I can have my siege towers attack the center, I might be able to send someone else to harass one of the gates or get up on the wall somewhere else. And the game correctly guessed that I'd want all my shield units to be in the siege towers. Typically it's best to lead with your most competent units because they'll be outnumbered when they get on the walls. So we're going to send the spearmen to the middle because I believe I can fit about one of these per section. It's not going to show me. And then I'll have these guys on the outside from like there. If I can fit them all in the middle section, great. If not, I'm going to have them around the corner there. I'll put him like here. Okay. So, I'll put the leaders back here. My skinky boys, if anyone's going to go on a little side mission, it's going to be them. I'm going to put my skinky boys right over here. And then I've got the meat of my force, which are probably just going to hang out in this way area. What's the range on those? Can I tell? No, I can't. And then rush to wherever they need to get on the walls. So, let's see what's going on. I can fit them both on the walls. This is good. And you want to get moving as soon as possible. Your siege towers have a lot of health, but it is a finite amount of health. And the goal is for them to take as much of the hits as possible in the early game. My skinks are taking hits, and it looks like they've pretty well spread out. I guessed incorrectly where I should put my units. We'll move the skinks over here then. I might change our mind, but give them something to do. And I'd rather they shoot at the skinks than my source, to be honest. Speaking of. That's annoying that I'm taking shots like that, but it's not the... Oh, they spawned a unit. What'd they spawn? Clan rats. We're gonna have these guys close in on them because they're trying to stop the siege towers. It's that pesky Skaven ability again. The exposed flank, yeah, you just kind of spawn in the middle of nowhere, my guy. It's almost like your leader doesn't respect you. Actually, you can fire people on walls, right? Just go try to delete that unit. If you can delete that, I'll be happy with you. That'll keep their range units distracted and not fighting my source boys. They're using lightning. We need to get up on those walls. Warp lightning is a problem. But as expected, I'm winning the battle, the kind of the ground battle pretty handily. And whatever clan rats spawned to harass me did literally nothing. I'm a little concerned because it appears to me my wizard cannot get over the walls. So he's gonna go start working on the gate, I guess, so it can be useful sometime. And these guys are gonna go stand on top of the gate to see if I can't cap it and open it for them. So mode it be. Alright. Meanwhile, still fighting over here. My skinks are yeeting spears at guys and keeping them busy. And I'm slowly but surely capturing seconds of the wall. So we're gonna go ahead and just start sliding down the wall here. Getting their slingers up off of it. You need to be on the right side of the wall, my guys. Are they just hopping down? Yeah, they're just kind of like teleporting down. That's weird. Other games would make them like walk through portcullises and stuff. Is this my gate? This is not my gate. I don't know how to capture this gate besides sitting a dude on top of it. Maybe having a dude on the other side of it. Okay, yeah, their artillery is going to start being a problem, so we really need to get in there. I'm going to send this main force up the middle to deal with that, and the guy's still lagging behind to come over here and help the units off to one side. Good news is they're just about done with lightning, it seems. And once my wizard man gets in here, get in here, lizard man. Why aren't you coming over the wall? Come on. It will open when units approach. X. Aha! So pro tip, if you find that your lord is somehow jamming up the mechanism of the gate, move him back and move him forward again. We cannot let those artillery take pot shots at us. So normally it's a little iffy to have your units so spread out like this, but I think I win one-on-one battles so efficiently that fighting 3 different battles with them is the best way to be. I don't want them flanking me, and right now I've got them split so many different directions that's not likely to happen. I am still super nervous about this artillery being able to just fire into my group of guys. But once Wizard Man gets up here, Wizard Man is going to give them a 4. We'll give a little tiny dose to those artillery. How far range is that? This far range. This is what I think of your warp lightning. Gonna opt for the smaller blasts to get more of them off. You know, Gor Rok is mopping things up over here. Oh yeah, leadership auras. So you see that blue circle around my guy? That's the leadership aura. We were talking about that earlier. And it looks like his blast did what his blast should do. Go ahead and crash in on those guys and flank them. What's a flying toad do to attack? He summons a ghost. Oh, he does little mini versions of his big blast. Nice. Yeah, they're losing that fight. They're losing the fight overall. That's Lord Gor Rok about to eat some scaly dick. And they're broken. So I lost more than I probably would have liked to there. Got some 50% casualties, but that's how sieges be sometimes. Close victory? I don't know if I agree with that, but sure. This gives me that replenishment. I think I might do that, because it's the only city I have in that area, and it's the only city I'm going to have in that area for a while. So we'll go ahead and just get some loot. Unlocked a new right. I can now do the one that gives me all of the defense. Nice. Oh no, I broke buildings. We'll go ahead and fix those up. Actually, I don't need a skink building over here. I'm recruiting from my other province. It's important to note you can only use recruiting buildings in their same province unless you're using the global recruitment thing, which looks like this and takes longer and costs more money. But there's no reason that I won't be able to just step over to that province and use that. Oh, I can build feral cold ones if I do this trading thing. Hell yeah. Give me some sort of a cavalry unit. That'd be good. Looks like upgrades. Before I do upgrades, doing that made me realize that I have blessed spawnings, so I can summon some chameleon skinks. Vanguard deployment, a chameleon, which means I assume they're like camouflage. They can fire while moving. These guys are very good. But then blessing units typically are. So these are pretty high upkeep costs, but free to get whenever you unlock them. Very nice. And that's their version of like special units. And then Gor Rok. Got some chops there. We're just going to keep upgrading Sauruses because they're going to be our bread and butter, and now they have some armor to help protect their scaly pecs. Alright, so we got that going on. They're still raiding, but I'm not going to have any movement after taking the city. Next turn, though, we'll start chasing them around. And I do worry that it's a chase. I usually am heavily biased towards upgrading the cities when you can, because it gives you such a wide array of. It gives you more income. It gives you more public order. It gives you more garrison. It's just a lot of stuff, and it gets you where you're going quicker. So I'm probably gonna pick one of those. And if you have a choice between two, you do have a limited gross surplus. I usually pick the one that's less likely to be got, which in this case is probably Subatoon because it's further south and has the border or the buffer of Oxel. So we'll go ahead and do that, which was literally all of our money. And go to next turn. This is a good turn. Wow, so that faction we met of lizard folk like a turn ago died. It's turn 16. That's pretty. I mean, they're a roaming faction, so they didn't really have cities, so I guess I can understand that, but that's pretty scary. And probably those doors' fault, so they're not much higher, or no, much lower than the Dark Elves on my shit list. Mission issued. Defeat the guy who keeps raiding me in combat. If I do, I get Battle Masters. I mean, I was planning on doing that anyways, so. My wizard ranked up this turn. Didn't quite have enough in that combat, but he does now. So it looks like I can do any of those again, but I have all these other options. What? He can cast spells besides blowing people up, including Shield of Safari is that should be a high health thing. Which just gives him a shield, which I'm not too worried about. Hex area constant around self. Target of flying. Oh, he can mess up flying dudes. Amusing, but not immediately useful. Exorcism. Just buffs his leadership. Arcane Conduit. It's an ability. Improve power recharge rate. Increase power reserves. Whoa! Okay, so that's really good. That means that I can recharge those power reserves to get more casts of my spells. So I'm probably going to do that. Although this sounds like it's similar. That just increases it to +8. We'll take the ability for now and take the passive later. Because honestly, I think we're fine on... I don't know. Everything we're doing is leading to us casting the spells more frequently. And for cheaper. So, it's all good. I think we're really splitting hairs beyond that. What does this area need? This one will be on the order of the Dark Elves. So defensive building would not be out of whack, but they can't do that till next tier. So we're looking at tier 2 only. Already doing the trading. Oh, also always build these unique landmark buildings when you can, because they're usually much better than other buildings or do several buildings rolls at once. I don't need to recruit things, so I'm really looking at one of these. I'm not too worried about the public order right now, because it's got an army in it, which is probably why, right? Yeah, it's -11 from corruption. Oh, because of all that Skaven corruption. Which is reducing to 22% because of the local populace. So we really need something to reduce the corruption in this area, because it looks like they're just always going to have. Chaos corruption's increasing because of that dude in it. That Brayherd's probably still in the area. It seems like I'm going to have lots of public order issues in also for a while, because it's a pretty rough neighborhood. So we're going to do an Old One monument to keep the spirit of the lizard folk high. And hopefully not rebelling for a hot minute. Can I attack you? I cannot attack you, because I can only get up to here. I could sprint around the mountain and try to catch them in an ambush if they continue using underways over here. How much movement do I need to set up my own ambush? I can't ambush. What the hell? I guess lizard folk aren't sneaky. We're gonna try to cut them off, because I feel like this is actual Holy Land up here, and I don't want Skaven up in that business. So he's moving up there. We've spent all the money we pretty well can. I really wish the Dark Elves would deal with the Brayherds, but then again, if the Brayherds just like raise this settlement, that makes my job easier, I guess. I unlocked all the things. I just have insufficient funds now, I think. Nice. Next... Actually, no, we're about at 60 minutes. So, we're probably going to wrap it up here. Stay tuned next time to hunt down some stupid rat folk, the remainder of Class Pestilence. And then we set our sights on these Dark Elves. You get to see me play against a new faction, see what's annoying about them, and we continue to build our homeland up into an economic powerhouse and holy sanctuary. But maybe we have to invade some dwarves, like these guys. Mine of the bearded skulls. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. My name's Alex, or somebadbeatscrub. Like, comment, subscribe if you're into that. If you're not into that, I'm not your boss. Do what you want. But yeah. This has been episode 2 of Gor Rok. See you next time.